Hi, this is Earth Angel Ascension 222. Hope everybody's having a great summer. I'm up here at Lake George. I'm about to take a swim and just going to cleanse and pray. But anyways, tonight's video is going to be about why you're probably isolated as a chosen one, why you're probably single, and why you probably have next to no friends if you do have any friends. So first and foremost, let's take the subject of the world system. So from cradle to grave, there's like this indoctrination. I call it mind control, where you embrace this system, and this system gives you like a sense of safety. You know, you get it in these schools, you get it in these churches, and you embrace their ideas. You know, but I'm going to say this as a chosen one, that system never accepted you. And I'm going to go right to a biblical reason why I wouldn't. You know, Father said, be not conformed to this world. He also said, if the world hates you, remember, it hated me before it hated you. So his kids, he does not allow they'll never be accepted by that system. And I'm going to tell you why. Because they have truth in them. And that system is based on like illusions, you know, that you get this job, you get this wife, you buy this, I don't know, 4-bedroom house, have 2 kids, couple cars, and it makes you chase these things, but you neglect the one thing that really matters, and that's the spirit inside you. And Father knew that his kids couldn't be connected to him in that system at the same time, so he chose you out of that system. Not because he disliked you, but he didn't want you to get caught up in illusions, like things that promise like safety and happiness, but take you away from which is the true happiness, which is your connection with him. So I'm about to swim in this water, and I feel so happy. You know what? I just by myself, and it feels so good to spend time with Father right now. As I started to make the first video, my phone started just going crazy with text messages, which is wild because the devil knows that I'm going to make this video. I'm going to spend time with the Lord, and he's purposely trying to distract me from doing such. I notice when I'm at like my happiest moments, that's when the distraction starts going really crazy. But anyway, so number one, you're isolated and alone because you're not part of the world system. So by default, the world sees you as kind of the oddball, the outsider, the scapegoat. And it's not because you are not a good soul. You're a beautiful soul. See, I'm going to go on to topic number 2. The world loves what it can't have, not what it can have, not which that is valuable. So say, for example, a guy starts dating a girl and she's like all into him. He just bounces out. See, right away. They're texting me as I'm starting to do this because they don't want me to make this video. But anyways, going back to the topic I was talking about. He starts dating a girl and she's all about him, but she becomes too familiar and he just gets rid of her and goes to a girl that doesn't give him anything, doesn't give him any attention. And it's the same way. It can be seen as the same, we'll flip the switch, you know, and make it the girl versus the guy. The guy starts showing the girl too much, you know, attention, and she just loses all interest immediately because he becomes familiar. So, you know, and there's an old saying, familiarity leads to contempt. So the world does not want what it has, it wants what it can have. And a chosen one is solid. They represent truth, and they're always going to be solid for you. So the people that are around you that you let in start to see you as familiar, you know, and they only miss you when you cut off the flow of energy. So what will happen is in the beginning of a relationship with a chosen one, the people will be all about it. And then the chosen will start to reciprocate. And then all of a sudden, when that person gets like a recharge of the chosen one's peace and energy, they will go blank on the chosen one and they won't talk to him. Or they be a few days before they reciprocate. And then it leaves the chosen one saying, what the hell did I do? But you did nothing but be solid for that person and reciprocal. And we're giving the energy that Father has. This is your glass as a chosen one. It's filled to the top. And it has nothing but wanting to flow over because it's so full. And you're dealing with people that are not filled up. If they don't have Father's Spirit on them, the Holy Spirit on it, they're empty. So once they become filled with your energy, they don't need you anymore. So anyways, I'm going to say that's the reason. So that you become familiar to them and they get what they needed off you, and then they kind of only start calling you again or texting you again when they want something from you. So those people, once you see that pattern, you got to bounce out. When I was younger, I would allow that for long periods of time because, I never had a family that was reciprocal towards me. So my conditioning was to be used to people that would give me scraps. But now when they do this nonsense of trying to interfere my time with the Lord and interfere with the time of my peace, you know what? You don't bother with me all week or next week or whatever, then guess what? I tell you, that's not acceptable, and I move on, and that's it. You got to have strong boundaries as a chosen one. You're not here to be a rinse and recharge. You're not here to be treated like, if I need that person, I'll just reach out to him and take his energy or her energy. That's not your worth here. You have huge worth. You stand in truth. You stand in power. You have overflowing of abundance in you. And it's not your problem that the world system teaches people that, hey, if somebody has something and you can have it, it's no longer valuable. That's just their misnomer. See, Satan, what he did is, for everything that Father made, he twisted and hacked backwards. So good is seen as bad and bad is seen as good. So the people that deserve like the highest, support and, people that are there for them on a reciprocal basis, not just reach out to use them, are by themselves. But Father also designed it that way, allowed that on purpose, so that way you stay in communion with him at all times. So the third reason I want to get into, I'm not sure if I'm on number 2 or number 3. So the first reason would be called you're chosen and you're set apart from the world system and never accepted you. You were never... Father purposely never allowed you. You were the outcast. You were the oddball that the system never accepted. The world indoctrination system never accepted the chosen ones. From cradle to grave, you will never be accepted here because you're not part of the world. You were chosen out of the world. The world hates you because I chose you out of it. So that's number 1. And number 2, you're solid and you stand in truth. So people reject the truth. They don't like the truth because the truth reminds them of stuff inside themselves that they refuse to work on or they don't want to work on. They want to avoid revisiting, and if you want to be like a whole person, you have to visit the things that are keeping you from being the best person you can or healing and being emotionally available and having high emotional intelligence and being able to be like a good human being on this earth where you don't project your issues onto somebody else, because that's never our job. Our job is to heal ourselves, and that's never somebody else's job. That's within ourselves. I had somebody that I picked up on one of my, I do Uber and Lyft. She said, you need to go to somebody to have healing. I said, no one can heal you but you. You could go to talk to someone, they'll listen to you, they'll give you their ideas, but they can't heal you. You got to do that yourself. So number 1, like I said, Father chose you, so you're not going to be, the reason the world hates you is because I chose you out of the world. Number 2 is your solidness and your truth. People reject the truth. They also reject familiarity. And let's go on to topic 3, why they dislike you. Envy, jealousy. You have this light around you. You go somewhere and the dynamic changes. Like you go into a room and everybody either wants to attack you or they want to talk to you. You have one of 2 responses as a chosen one. They either all come up and start wanting to talk to you, or they all start talking underneath their breath to each other and doing weird stuff, maybe dancing around or, giving you the dirty looks, staring you down. So that's when the demons in them are being triggered, So that's why they reject you, because you're light. It creates like a jealousy inside them and an envy in them because they see your light and they see what you are with their spirit eyes. See, their spirit and your spirit communicates without you communicating with them. And they know, right, that you have the plus and they're in the minus, most of them. Not all of them. There are people that are in the plus too. They're just rare. But, and so it's like spiritual warfare right away. So they want to belittle you. They want to shrink you. They want to make you feel not good enough. They want to attack you. They might physically get close to you and try to shove you. I've had that happen too, where they try to shoulder check me. And I've also just stopped and said, are you okay? You all right? What's the matter with you? And it's like they snap out of it, like, because it just shows you how serious this indoctrination world system. It's like I said, it controls what they do. They're like on autopilot, and it's a blessing as a chosen one not to be a part of that. See, as a chosen one, you can think before you act. It's like they drive their car; they all drive the same way. They're on autopilot. It's like wild. They don't think, they act. So as a chosen one, you have the ability to think ahead, and you don't act until you do think. So that's where you have a one-up on them, you know. Because like I said, they're like robots. They just do what the programming tells them to do. So, you know, somebody gave me a great idea as a chosen one. They said, when you see them do this weird stuff, like the stalking where they come up and they start watching your car, see it as the system controlling them. It's not them. It's this system in them. I go, I already knew that, you know, but see it as an outsider. Don't see it as like they're doing it personally against you. It's this system just using them. You know, they're like robots, you know. Sometimes I do get mad because it's like I'll be driving and they try to cut me off, or if they're in the lane next to me, as soon as I pass them, they will get right on my rear end and almost hit my rear end. And it's wild. I've had people in the car, they notice it too. They're like, are these people nuts? I said, yes. You know, after the COVID thing, people said, oh, this is the new normal. I'm here to tell you, there is no normal. That's what the new normal is. There is no normal anymore. But I truly believe the COVID thing was like a spiritual seal. And once that was opened, the veil between this realm and the realm around us is very thin now. You know, there's an opening now. And that's why these things are on high alert. Their time on this world, controlling it the way it is very short. That's my opinion, obviously. But after much prayer, you know, I can sense it, you know. But so anyways, I'm going to give another story, or another reason, I should say. I'm getting off track. I don't use cue cards and none of that bullshit. But so they don't like the fact that you have that light. So that would be number 3. And the fourth reason, the simple fact that you shine at a lot of things. I guess that could be with like number 3. So 4, you're so talented, you're so intelligent without being schooled. You have wisdom. So that wisdom really, really triggers them, you know, because you're talking about something and you have answers to things that they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear your truth because your truth really, really bothers them. So you might tell them something. If somebody else told them that, they would accept it. But if you tell them that, they're going to reject it immediately. And they're going to, like I said, again, they're going to make you feel small, you know, and they're going to try to invalidate you because they see you as like so much. So they don't want you to feel so much. So their way of trying to make you feel not so much is trying to invalidate you or try to make you feel crazy for saying something. And then 2 months later, come to find out everything you told them was 1,000,000% the truth and beyond. So, and they'll never admit it either because, you know, in that system, it's like all egomaniacs. Like if somebody tells me a great idea, I listen to it. I don't have a problem with it. I even congratulate them, you know, and I'll even give them compliments. But it's very rare as a chosen one you'll get that back because they already feel like you're too much. So I'm not sure what number I'm on, number 5, whatever, 6. I've just enjoyed talking with everybody. So anyways, they don't like your light. They don't like your truth. They don't like that you're not conformed to the world. They're like crabs in the bucket. They want to pull you back in, and they're mad. They can't be close to you because the world that surrounds them, that they're part of, rejects you. So they want to be in the in crowd, you know? So that's why they don't like you, you know? And that's why they might want to use you for your energy, but they don't want to form a deep connection with you because you're on the outside, they're on the inside. So, trying to think of it. Maybe we're on number 5 or number 6, why they don't like you as a chosen one. As I'm making this video, obviously you see like a car light. They're going to want to find out what I'm doing, but I'm not going to get distracted and get off topic. So the last reason that they don't like you is they see your potential self. So they see you as like, not now, but like years from now, you know, and they don't see themselves being able to do that. So again, it goes with the jealousy and envy. So they see your future self, you know, like, wow, this person could really, really, really have a change here, a powerful change here. So that's another reason, I guess, that will go with number 6. You're a change maker. And, this system does not like change, because change creates somebody that they can't control. And so they can't control you. As a chosen one, they can be around you, and you actually would be the best friend they ever had, but you're unpredictable. You cannot be controlled, because you're going to be free. A part of you will, since you belong to the Lord, you will always be free. That system does not control you like it does them. They have like set responses. It's like mundane creatures. And, I try to forgive them, but it's like I see the same thing so much, where they all have the same reply, they all text, they can't speak, because speaking would mean having to be vulnerable, and they don't like to be vulnerable, so it's easier for them just to hide behind a screen, but I hate texting. I'd much rather talk to anybody all day. I don't care. The Lord, like I said, he gave me a full glass. Right now, it actually is not full, but my glass is full. Even on my worst day, I'm going through a bout right now of colitis really bad. And I don't want to get into my health issues, but what's wild is, sometimes I'm in the bathroom like hours a day. I can't empty myself, or I'm going so much and it's all coming out of me, but I feel like it's not empty. And then if I go out somewhere, I have to run home and go to the bathroom. But, the crazy part is my strength in the gym is still going up. So it just shows you the power we have. When all chips are down as a chosen one, you are so powerful still, because you were not made for just this body. The spirit inside you is willing. And once that spirit is right, even if your body's wrong, you're still going to have the power, because the Lord's filling you up. So I'm up here. I'm going to go for a nice swim. Hope everybody's having a wonderful summer. I make these videos. I don't care if I have 1 million followers, because they're going to be geared to the people that want the truth. Like I said, I don't have script cards, and I don't take long pauses on my videos of having to think about what I got to say, because the Lord gives me what I have to tell you guys and what's bothering me at the moment. And I just know other chosen ones are going through the same exact thing at the same exact moment. And I just want to spew it out. And I want people to start watching my videos and say, wow, will you just get it out there? But anyways, I will say this, as a chosen one, I have high energy, like I said, with this colitis. And, the doctor today, she's like, how are you keeping your weight so high? I said, I eat next to nothing and it stays the same. And so that's where I was a little worried. That's why I have to go for a colonoscopy, because the weird thing is I have a lot of stomach distension, and it's not from overeating. I even started running again, and my story on running is real quick. Is the first time I did it, I could only do like a couple laps. And but before I got into lifting weights, I was a runner, and then everybody made fun of me for being so skinny. Now they make fun of me for being like too jacked. But the first time I could only do a couple times around the track, and now my last time running, I did like 4.5 miles. So it was like I was right back to where, not where I left off. I shouldn't say that, because I used to do 6 to 8 miles. But all of a sudden I caught my wind again, and my weight workouts improved from running, because you have more snap in the gym, and you have more energy and more blood flow, so the weights feel lighter. Even though they say cardio's no good, I disagree. Cardio's amazing, especially if you're an empath or a targeted individual, because you're grounding yourself. You're grounding yourself. And anytime you ground yourself, your energy is cleaning too. You're putting that negative energy into the earth. And also when you run, you're spinning your energy centers quicker. So all of your energy, the negative energy, bounces off you. Like your wheels are around you. You have like an aura, and it's based on energy wheels, and your aura spins faster. So you'll attract less negative energy, because it'll bounce off you, because your energy system is vibrating faster. So it's complex, So I'm sorry if I'm not getting it out correctly how it works. But you have energy wheels, and the energy wheels create your aura around you. And the running makes those energy wheels spin faster. So your aura is circulating around your body, and it's creating, keeping the negative energy off of you. So as an empath or a light worker, chosen one, you definitely want to do some form of cardio, if not lift weights, whatever. But you got to do exercise, because this body and the spirit are like two men together, and and the mind, they all work together, So, but if your spirit's right, but your body's, junk, you're going to have a problem, because, your spirit man and your body man are very similar, So that's why I said, even if your body's wrong, your spirit will allow you to work out. And then when you do work out, it will strengthen your spirit around you. So it's like, it's like a car and a transmission, or a nut and a bolt. They need both. You need both. So you need the spirit right and the body right. I'm not saying you got to lift weights. You could run, you could swim. I like swimming. That's the other thing. So I'm going to do that now. Hope everybody's having a wonderful time. I don't mean to ramble on. Just catching up with everybody. Hope everybody's having a great summer. As a chosen one, you're going to walk alone here, and you got to get used to it. And it's not a negative thing. It's a positive thing, because even though that, you're by yourself, you're still, everywhere you go, you leave an impact. You're never by yourself. And Father's always with you. And he sends people that might be there briefly, but they do show you kind of who you are indirectly. You know what I mean? Because they, like I said, they're always wanting our attention, but it's never reciprocal. It might be here today and then not there for 2 weeks. But you're very, as a chosen one, you're somebody very, very important here. You hold a lot of keys here. You're not here to fit in. You're here to stand out. You're here to shine. You're not here to fit in. You are here to stand out. And that's another reason why you won't be accepted by most friends and partners or whatever, because they want somebody that's, like I said, fits in that system. And be glad you're not part of that system. Like I said, they all buy the same car. They all follow the same script. And that's, to me, is like boring as hell. And no, I don't want to drive around in a Honda CR-V or an SUV, because that's what they all seem to be driving. And I don't want the latest iPhone and all that nonsense. I just want to be happy and peaceful. And honestly, my last wish is just from those negative people just to stay away from me. That's it. That's all I want. And that will make my life completely happy, because as long as I have the Lord, I'm never by myself. And neither are you. You always have him to fall back on. And, if you have gotten off track as a chosen one, all you have to do is just get in prayer. Some people say fast. You don't even need to do that. Just get on your knees and just say, Father, this is what I need. This is what's going on, and I need your grace on my life. And he'll convict you. You probably will have a prophetic dream that night, and the next day you'll be right on track, and you might cry. I went through like a week last week where the whole week I was out, I was crying. And it was just Father convicting my heart of things, and things people I had to forgive too, And it wasn't that I hadn't forgiven them. I just was angry over things they had done to me. But I forgive them, and, forgiveness is a thing that holds like, say for example, you're connected to this person, and when you forgive them, you let that thing go. And so now you're even more free. So, till next time, sorry to ramble on. God bless you. Hope everybody has a good summer. Run, do cardio. If you don't run, swim, lift some weights, pray. And if you do want to fast, by all means fast. But stay close to the Lord. That's your best friend. Because in the end of ends, no one or nothing here is forever, but God is. Your Father inside you, that Holy Spirit, is forever. And that's why the world rejects you. Till next time, God bless you. I love you.